Strong fathers, strong families exist to improve outcomes for kids. Our tagline, building stronger kids by strengthening fathers and families. If I had to get up and know that all I was doing today was working with hairy-legged men, I would jump off the ledge. I'm here for every kid in this picture that I meet. That when you see some of the scariest men you will see in these pictures, you see how their kids are hanging on to them. And how they light up when their dad shows up. And how those dads, as lost as they may be in a 5th grade classroom, you want to strike fear in the heart of a grown man? Showing some 5th grade math in Texas. Dude, I was in class and there was an M in the math. Why is there an M in the math? It's called pre-algebra. You never saw it, Bubba. But we have all these guys that come, and legacy not only exists, but legacy is possible with everybody you're working with. Everybody. As we work with men and as we train other people to work with fathers and families, we have 3 keys that we try to work with. You've got to have programs that are interactive. Got to get people doing stuff. They've got to be relational. Joe brought it up. Men are relational. You don't think so. When women see other women, they do exactly, girl, what are you doing? No, 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 no. Ladies, when you're talking to other ladies, this is what we men hear. We don't know that frequency. Some of you marriage trainers have become bilingual. You know the frequency, gentlemen. It's a skill you possess. Those of us working with fathers, we're down here in that other frequency. But it's got to be interactive, it's got to be relational, it's got to be relevant. You may not think it's relevant, but hopefully by the end of our time here together, you'll see that. On your table is a cup full of balloons. Everybody take a balloon out of the cup. I told you men were relational. We don't have that frequency, but you see guys coming to our programs all the time, got their kid with them, they're walking into school, they see the other dad, they're like, that's the whole dad greeting right there. Like, what's up? That's the international symbol for I'm tired and I'm broke. Me too. What's up, man? Everybody knows it. Yo también. ¿Qué pasó? Everybody hold your balloon up. What are you holding there? Balloon. Okay, blow it up, but don't tie it. I told you I had hot air. Okay, hold it up. Don't tie it, just hold it up. What are you holding? A balloon. Let a little air out. Where's James Sheridan? I thought he'd make that funny sound. You know James. Okay, now hold it. Tie it. What are you holding? Thank you. Okay, now, I don't want you to move out of your chair, but I want you to release every balloon into the air, and without moving out of your chair, we're all going to keep them off the ground. So 1, 2, 3, everybody. Balloons in the air. Balloons in the air. Don't let them hit the ground. But don't move out of your chair. Don't let them hit the ground. Don't get up. Sit down. I did not tell you to stand up. Keep them off the ground. Keep them off. There are balloons everywhere. You guys are actually pretty good. Okay, freeze. I said freeze, ladies. 3rd table. Sorry, that's flashback, wasn't it? Okay. Now, everybody stand up, and if you have a balloon hit the floor, go get it. Everybody stand up with a balloon. What are you holding? What was it when you were knocking it into the air? Yeah, a toy balloon, right? Okay, now you can move around. Keep them all up off the ground. Let's go. Put them in the air. Keep them all up off the ground. Okay, everybody, freeze. What are you holding? All right, if you have an orange one, pop it. If you have an orange balloon, pop it. Okay, whatever you have left, hold it up. What are you holding? If you have something orange, what are you holding? A balloon. Everybody have a seat. Whether or not it had air, it was a balloon. Whether or not they've been to any training, whether or not they have a job, whether or not they are addicted or not addicted, they are a father when they are a father. If they're 14, they're no less of a father than I am at 44. Sometimes they have a better heart. Some of the best fathers I've ever met are people that you would not name as a father. If you tied it off, let air in, let air out, it's still a father, still a balloon. So whether we've encouraged him and built him up, whether we've deflated him or not, he's still a father. He is the only father that child will ever have. That child may have a stepfather, may have father figures, but there is one father for that child. Let me give you a statistic. I knew I wasn't going to say it right. Let me give you a statistic. There's no more than a statistic, man, you know me. A statistic. Write this down. 100% of the kids in our country have a father. Do I need to explain that? We have a special session after this for me to tell you what's up. And you say, yeah, but that man's dangerous. Yes, they may be, and they may not need to be in contact with that kid. They may never have taken on that responsibility, but what that kid knows is I've got a father out there. And when I talk to fathers that are struggling, I will tell them, you may want to walk off because of the pain you're in. But someday that child will hunt you down and look you in the eye and say, why didn't you fight for me? And I work with fathers every day that look to us to say, I need you to fight for me. And so whether there's air or not, the ones that had the most air were the easiest to keep up in the air, correct? The ones that we had not inflated completely were a little tougher. All right? Hold up that orange balloon. If you put enough pressure on any man, he will blow. He will explode. None of us can take all the pressure that some of these men take. Some of these men come with some failed material, with some nicks and some cuts. And so it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure for some of the fathers that we deal with to pop. But when they're deflated, incarcerated, when they're down to nothing, they are still the father of that child. We saw the story on the video. We have story after story after story about when you go back out, you may not be able to reinflate that father. How many of you remember when you got a balloon, you got that helium balloon, you take it home, you're so excited? Y'all remember that? Yeah, you got a balloon. That was just me last week. You got a balloon, and then what happened the next morning when you got up? Where was the balloon? About halfway down, like just hanging there. What about after the next day? Where's that balloon? On the floor. Haven't you ever seen that kid still dragging that balloon around? It's my balloon, it's my balloon. I'm like, it's done. This week we're talking about being champions of children. We in the fatherhood field and we in the healthy marriage field are working on producing legacy. And we have to understand it's up to us to inflate, instruct, and encourage. It's up to us to reduce as much pressure as possible off our fathers and our family, which in turn reduces the amount of pressure that our kids are under. And I think you, like me, that's what gets you up in the morning. I mean, if you're really getting up to talk about communication techniques, I don't know. Whether it's popped or not, it's still a dad. No matter how I look at him, no matter what I have done for him, good or bad, it does not change who he is. And I'm not saying that every father needs to be in the life of a child, but every child needs a father in their life.